Oh, this is where I talk now.
Draft Brewed Blast, Milwaukee's favorite premium beer.
More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Bavarians is for your man and you too.
Ortlieb's tastes good like a beer should.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. We are the Unfiltered Gentlemen. So cheers. Welcome in. If you're joining for the first time, hope you have a beer with you. If you're one of our beer friends, welcome back. Hope you're staying well hydrated. I was not creative today, so my name is G Unit. That was super not creative. And joining me, as usual, is the Flex Master himself. Don't call him Senor, that's his dad. It's Mr. Flexi McBeery.
What's up, Greg? Looking to get hydrated tonight.
Well, you have come to the right place. And then stepping in as well with an equally creative name as mine is our good friend Deb.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for hanging out. Let's get a little business out of the way here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Shout out to Sacramento, California for being our top listening city of last week. I have a feeling that has to do with Erica, so thanks, Sacramento, for
way to go, Sacktown.
Tuning in, and hanging out with your girl. If you're on the socials, make sure you hashtag show us your beers and tag us and all that good stuff. Rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is you get your podcast from. And finally, don't forget, if you want to get some beer from Tavor, use our code UNFILTERED. Get a few bucks back after you spend a few. All right, as you can tell by my amazing ability to say words today, I definitely need to up my hydration, so let's just kick things off right now.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for Beer of the Week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
As we all dance, we're having ourselves a beer. Well, I'm having myself a beer, indeed. This comes from some very important beer science I did over the week, and I'll tell you about that in a couple of few. But first, I'm drinking Pure Project Brewing's Super Beta IPA. 6.5%, has a 4.15 on Untapped. From the brewery, they say, Super Beta is a hop-driven tour de force. We blended a trio of New Zealand-grown hops, wow. That's 2 in 1. Nelson Sauvin, Motueka, and Southern Cross to impart notes of strawberry, candied pineapple, and delicate rambutan. Paired with a hefty addition of Washington-grown mosaic hops that deliver notes of white peach and sweet citrus. Super Beta and Spring couldn't arrive soon enough. I have never been to Pure. I've, in fact, never had Pure before this weekend. Had a couple of collabs they'd been a part of, but nothing straight from the horse's mouth. And had a few flights. It was delicious, as is Super Beta. Very light on the nose here. Just hints of melon, maybe. And then the flavor profile, a lot of fruit, like springtime fruit, like strawberries and peach come to mind. I'm going to dig in there for a sec. Yeah, peach really finishes things off. It's got a great soft mouthfeel. And this is definitely a springtime drinker. It drinks like a pale, but it's an IPA. I love it. Nothing I love more than a delicious pale ale in the spring.
You got to be careful when you're saying springtime drinker, because if you combine those two together, it could be pretty nasty.
Springtime drinker?
Come on. Sphincter says what?
Sphincter? I was like, Sprime drinker? What where are we going
That's
with
my
this?
Wayne's World. That's my Wayne's World throwback.
What? Very nice. Anyways, everybody go check yourself out. Some Pure Project. They're from San Diego if you haven't. All right, so much to get to. Flex has got a beer. Deb was going to review a beer, but that brewery made the naughty list last week, so we're going to hold off on that one, and maybe it'll redeem itself someday. We will find out. We got some news to talk about, and of course, we'll tell me where the week. Let me just address a couple of things. First of all, I'm on the most recent episode of the Boozecast from the Booze League. So if you guys are looking for some extra podcast listening, go check out the Boozecast over at boozeleague.com. and listen to the one that I'm on because that's the good one.
Yeah, 'cause you can never have enough Greg.
I'd keep trying to tell my wife. She would beg to differ. She's like, there's definitely a limit to Greg's.
I think her and I have to have a talk then.
Please do. And then also, not to get too serious, but as you can tell, Scott, once again, not here, and I'll let him address what's going on if and when he pleases. But last week we said he was having a little medical procedure. He's still recovering from that. Didn't quite go as smoothly, but our best to him. Hopefully he'll be drinking beer in no time. I hear he has to take a little time off the sauce, which my heart dropped when I heard that. I was like, oh God, how is he going to make it through without the sauce?
Anybody who enjoys beer, the last thing you want to hear is you can't drink beer for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the words of our friend Big Dick Nick, take my life, not my beer. That's the right order there. So
take my eyes and not the shirts.
So there's that. Also, like I alluded to earlier, did some great beer research over the weekend. Very last minute trip to San Diego. We had a trip booked, and then our Airbnb canceled on us, and we thought we weren't going to San Diego. And then last minute, we found this pretty sweet hotel on the water. It was near the airport, and our balcony had nice little water views, and got to just sit out there and drink our coffee before we went on for the day to drink our booze.
Dude, hell yeah! It sounds like you lucked out.
Yeah, it was better than our Airbnb would have been. We got nice views, and I guess we lacked a kitchen, but other than that, it was pretty sweet.
Well, and how does a B&B cancel on you?
So this was some bullshit. This is like FedEx level bull. No, so
don't ship FedEx and don't stay at B&Bs.
Right. So we went on Airbnb. We're having a hard time. They've raised prices galore. I guess they're trying to recover from COVID or something. And their cleaning prices are up. Their nightly prices are up. They got some crazy fees in there now. I mean, I shit you not. Our Airbnb stay was about 3 times what the quoted price was, because once they tack on all the fees and stuff, it was getting ridiculous. Anyways, we found one that wasn't insane, was in a pretty good area, allowed dogs. We had to take Barney the brew pup with us, and you book it, and they have 24 hours to respond. Well, she didn't respond until like 23:50. I mean, it was almost a full 24 hours, and I got this rejection notice, and then I got a message afterwards like, sorry, we're doing some remodeling, and I thought it might be done in time, but turns out it won't be. And I was like, what? So there was a couple other ones that we had wanted that if this one didn't work out, but in that period of time, they were all gone, and then only expensive ones were left. And so we're like, I guess we're not going to San Diego. And then last minute, we found this hotel that they must have had some cancellations or something, but ended up being much better price than the Airbnb. And we had the water view and everything, and it was really nice. We're out there on Harbor Island, pretty close to the airport, not too far from Epic Brewing, if anybody knows where the Epic waterfront is. So worked out really well. It's nice to get out of town for a few days.
Right on, man. I'm happy for you.
Where all did you guys go?
So we did some hiking, and then we said never doing that again because we just about killed ourselves. Then we needed to hydrate. So the hiking spot we went to, we've been to before. We enjoyed it. It's a fucking crazy hike, but it's not too far from one of our favorites, Helix Brewing. So we did the hike. Yeah, then we went over to Helix and Sourworks and had some sour beers and then some clean beers, and we found a new place. The name is escaping me, which is fine because it was really not good. So I'll just not say the name anyways. Their food was pretty decent, but the beer was oof. I had one. The wife had one. I was like, all right, I'll give them one more shot. Order one more beer because they didn't do flights. And that was it. 3 bad beers. We're out of there. 3 strikes.
That's the worst.
Yeah, we went to Kilowatt Brewing. We went to Epic, of course. For the first time we went to Stone at Liberty Station there. That was a really nice. I've been to the main Stone in Escondido many a time, but never been to Liberty Station.
I haven't been there either.
Oh, it was really nice. I went there because our friend Allie was always talking about how great it was. So I was like, we got to check it out. Really nice, really great food. I mean, Stone, it's, the food's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen pictures of that place. That is just quite a facility they have over there.
Yeah, it's insane. And most of it's outdoors anyway. So like they had to do very little for COVID. And
yeah,
it was a great spot. Had some good beers and some really good food. Like I said, Epic. Where else did we go? We went to Pure, as I'm drinking now, which is fantastic. My first trip to Pure. And there was one more, and I should have written this down. I can't remember. I feel like there was one more, and it's escaping me now. And then our way out of town, we stopped up in Anaheim, checked out Radiant Beer Co., which we've had them on the show right before they opened. And I was very, very impressed by their beer. They had some great stuff. Had a couple flights and a couple pints and took some home as well. And then one last stop before we made it home was Lawless Brewing, which is a new one in North Hollywood. We stopped there. And they've been open for about 3 weeks. And to be brutally honest, it was hit and miss. The good ones were really good, and the other ones were pretty not so great. And it's brand new. Need to learn your system. Totally happens. I'm not writing them off just yet. Their sour was our favorite of the day. They're a great kettle sour.
Ooh.
It was perfect, like hot day beer. A little tropical fruits, like some guava or something in there, and then
You can't go wrong with guava.
Oh, it's my favorite. My favorite fruit addition.
So damn good.
Yeah. So, anyways, lots of research was done, and it felt really good to go out and order flights. Like, it sounds weird. We haven't done that in over a year. We haven't gone out and just ordered flights of new beer we've never tried before.
Yeah, that's really new for you guys. I can't say that I'm right there with you.
That's true.
We really haven't been living too differently here. So,
yeah, Wisconsin's a little ahead on the openings than we are.
Yeah.
especially when it comes to beer.
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
Yeah, I know a lot of breweries out here, like, they just weren't doing flights during Rona because it was too hard with cleaning things and keeping things clean, and so it's just nice. Feels good. It felt like a little slice of normal.
Dude, hell yeah, and we all need that right now.
That is for sure. So,
Definitely.
anything good with you guys? You guys have good weekends? Any good research going on, Deb? Anything good over there?
I actually ran into Coley and Big Dick Nick.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah.
At our favorite Pozole spot.
So intern Brian and I have been on a quest to find the best Mexican food. Our favorite Mexican food place was open for like over 100 years, and then they closed. And it was the same family that owned it, ran it, made the food, and it was so damn good. It was in Santa Paula, and they closed. And there's something new there, and we don't even want to try it because it's too heartbreaking to be in that building.
Just won't be the same.
It won't be the same. So we've been like traveling all over trying to find good Mexican food. And it's funny because we had tried a Mexican food restaurant that we hadn't been to, and we ran into Nick and Nicole there. And she had made a suggestion like, hey, there's this other place that we really like. You should go there sometime. Right. So over the weekend, Brian was like, hey, you should text Nicole and ask her like what's good at that place she suggested. We'll go over there. I was actually watching a true crime Dateline program. I was super into it. I was drinking a beer, watching my stories, and I forgot to text Nicole. So we just drove straight out there to the restaurant, and she has a personalized license plate on her car.
She does.
So we pulled into the parking lot, and I saw her car, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
No
like,
kidding.
So we go out on the patio, we see them sitting there, and we're like, what's good? And so she gives us the whole scoop, and then the guy comes to serve us, and he's like, what do you guys want? And I look over at Nick and Nicole, and they're drinking Pacifico, which when you're at a Mexican food place like that, you got to drink the Pacifico. And I look over at them, and I'm like, you know what? I want what they're having. And the guy comes out with a bucket.
Yep.
Just filled with Pacificos.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking,
wow.
And Brian and I apparently both of our eyes must have just like gotten this big, massive, because Nick said he could see us from across the patio, like our face, like, oh shit, is this a challenge? Do we gotta drink all these? So
like
we did.
Double Dare. It's a physical challenge.
So of course we did. We drank them all, and it was delightful. And we'll definitely be back there. So.
Oh, the beer was good. Was the food good then?
Okay, so here's the deal: is Brian orders the exact same thing in every Mexican food place we go to, and that is chili Colorado. And the problem with doing that is if that isn't their specialty,
right, it
might not be great, but that doesn't mean that everything else isn't good, right? So he had their chili Colorado. He did not love it. I had a bite. It wasn't what I would have expected either. I had shrimp, and it's like in this butter garlic sauce, and they butterfly it and fry it up like that, and it was legit. So. Yeah.
Big Dick Nick is always ordering the seafood there. We've talked about that spot here on the show. Like, that's our pozole spot on Sundays. Like, we get real fucked up on Saturdays, and then we head over there on Sundays for pozole and tacos. And the pastor tacos, I don't know if you had any, but good God.
Oh, okay. That's next.
Yeah, that's usually our Sunday morning breakfast: pozole and pastor tacos and a bucket of Pacifico.
And that cures any kind of hangover that you could have potentially had from Saturday night.
Yeah, you get your liquids, you get your salt, you get your alcohol, you get your electrolytes, a little bit of fat in there. You get everything you need to make you feel better.
I'm gonna have to go and test that on my own on a Sunday morning then.
You let us know when you're hungover. We'll go meet
All
you
right.
there.
Deal.
And if you're one of those brave souls, which I am not, I hear the menudo's good too. It's not for me.
I love menudo.
I can't. It's the texture. It's not even what it is. It's the texture. I can't do it.
I get it.
Yeah. Flex, are you a menudo fan?
Yeah.
Not talking about Ricky Martin.
The pasta dolce to the other hand side. Wasn't that what that was? Menudo?
What?
I actually listened to that song today for the first time in like 20 years. My kids had never heard it. Hand to God, I played that song for my kids today. They had never heard it.
Greg, that's 2 damn weeks in a row.
Yeah,
2
my music
drops.
Oof.
And you lose it. It.
Good night, everybody. I'm handing over the hosting reins to Flex. It is now his show to do with what he will.
Just saying. First Meatloaf, next time Menudo.
Yeah. Good Lord. Flex, any good weekend, sciencing or anything for you? How was your weekend?
My weekend, every single weekend, it's just packed full of work.
That's true. You're a worker on the weekend.
Yeah, working in grocery retail. It's just part of the business, but I did pick up a bunch of phase 3 stuff this past week. So I did some research with that. I had some Drecker stuff that got released down here on Tuesday.
That's never a bad day.
No, it was actually very, very wonderful. And after I left work on Saturday, I picked up some Toppling Goliath before I went to spend a couple hours by the in-laws pool. So,
is that pretty common out there, the Toppling Goliath?
Well, yeah, so the Pseudo Sue, one of their flagship beers, their pale ale.
Right.
You can get it at my grocery store.
Oh, okay. We've started getting Pseudo Sue out here pretty commonly. You guys see my awful pour of my next beer.
Yeah.
That one we can pick up at like a Total Wine or a Bevmo on a semi-regular basis. But that's the last year or so. Anything else from those guys, it's few and far between, unless like Tavor's got it or something.
Yeah. Do they do Tavor?
They do, luckily. In fact, I've got a couple down in the fridge from Tavor, so I'm probably have those on the show somewhat soon.
Yeah, they got a fun one releasing, I think it's this coming week. It's Ferrari Backpack, so I'm hoping to snag that one. Mostly because it sounds just fucking cool.
Yeah. If it has a Ferrari on the can.
Yeah, and it does.
Count me in. Very nice.
So yeah, I just a lot of good beer research this weekend, so that always
That's what I like to hear.
It always overpowers work, no matter how bad work is.
I love everyone's commitment to science. I'm very proud of all of you.
It's what we're here for.
Yeah. If nothing else, we're here for science. Before we find out what Flex is drinking tonight, real quickly, I'll tell you, because I forgot to last week, our old-timey word of the week, Natty Lads. Natty Lads has nothing to do with shit beer. They're young thieves or pickpockets.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Those natty lads took the wallet out of my back pocket.
Natty lads.
See, the only thing I'm thinking of is like the gnats, like bugs. They're just real bothersome sons of bitches.
Yeah.
They definitely are.
Just big nuisance. So that's the only thing I can think of. But, I always try and slice up the old-timey word of the week to kind of figure out what it derives from. And I guarantee I'm completely wrong, but
I'm sure we'll never figure it out, but
no, we never will.
Maybe it's like somebody was saying naughty, but they had some weird accent or something.
Oh, like a Scottish person.
Yeah.
Naughty lads.
Them naughty lads.
They got me again, those naughty lads.
There always have to be Lucky Charms. It's a different country. Now we're just being
not
defensive.
Even the same country.
Oh my. All right, well, very good. Let's speaking of natty lads, let's find out what our favorite natty lad is drinking over there.
the bullpen for
Beer.
Tasty beer. I am drinking Blazed Orange by Hop Butcher. They're a brewery in the southern state of Illinois. South Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin. This is a double IPA. It is brewed with Citra and Strata.
Okay.
And also brewed with oranges and vanilla. So on the can, it does not say that it is a milkshake IPA, but the Untapped says it is a Citra and Strata hopped milkshake double India Pale Ale, brewed with lactose, vanilla, and oranges.
That was going to be my question. Is there lactose in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, and it doesn't say on the can, but it says on the Untapped, so I'm not
Very strange.
quite sure on the cross-reference. Maybe Hop Butcher can let us know what's going on. But get this, a collective out of over 9,000 check-ins of 4.36.
Wow.
Dang.
I mean, that is hell of a rating.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just dive in real quick here.
Please stick your nose in, stick your tongue in. Now this is sounding dirty. My deepest apologies. The video we're getting here is more than X-rated.
Yeah, both the nose and the tongue in there at the same time. It's,
I feel like we could start an OnlyFans with what just happened.
it's a bit of a talent I have. On the nose, super huge on the vanilla. Real strong vanilla, mild citrus orange on the back, and on the palate, smooth and light. You get that hop forward flavor. You get that orange on the back end with very, very low in bitterness. I wish this would be a little bit thicker, but I mean, this is an extremely tasty beer, well brewed. I have no complaints. I see the 4.36 and I approve.
Does it taste like a creamsicle?
I couldn't tell you the last time I had a creamsicle. I'm thinking a creamsicle would probably have a little more orange in there.
Okay.
The orange is very faint on the flavor and on the nose. The vanilla, just big time vanilla. Probably the most vanilla I've ever tasted in a beer, to tell you the truth.
Wow. Some big words.
Oh, I mean, it's flex words. 4.36 Untapped. It's flex approved.
There we go. Very nice. Well, sounds delicious. I've never heard of Hop Butcher before, but sounds like they're doing some good stuff.
They are Hop Butcher's like the low key, like big hype brewery in Illinois. They rarely distribute, and they do self distribution as well, much like Phase 3. But these guys, I don't think they came up here at all last year, and it's almost June, and they've only distributed twice, at least to southeastern Wisconsin.
So you got to be on their nice list.
You got to be on their nice list. When they have releases, you get there for the release or you don't get it. But you are also able to find them on Tavor. So,
oh, all right. Well, I'll be on the lookout. Can I just reiterate how much I love when Flex says Tavor?
I said it right earlier.
I love when you say it wrong. It sounds better.
It actually sounds like classy.
Yeah.
Tavor.
I don't think Tavor sounds right. Can I just say that?
That's fine. I will tell you, I went to an event hosted by Tavor, and I even asked one of the employees, I was like, is it Tavor? And they affirmed that, yes, it is.
Yeah, you told me that. That's crazy.
Or maybe they just didn't want to disappoint you, right? Like
maybe they didn't want to make you feel stupid for saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Totally plausible. But assuming she was telling the truth, I still think we should go with Flex's Tavor. It does sound classy. I feel like a pinky is up when it's being said. One of these. I'm going to work on saying Tavor instead of Tavor. I like it better. Very classy.
Okay.
So,
right on.
Cheers.
Every time you laugh, I just feel like an asshole.
No, I love it. Like, I laugh, but I love it. It sounds classy as fuck. I need some of that Midwestern in me. It's great.
Well, that's what it is, and I can put that Midwestern in you.
Oh! Here comes that OnlyFans, everybody. Oh, I like it. This is turned into a very different show. Yeah. No, never. That'll be the beginning of the show. That's our cold open right there. All right. I'm going to skip a story and then come back to it because I don't want to joke right into it. So I will mention this. There's apparently some legislation on the board that is going to allow us to ship alcoholic beverages via the United States Postal Service. Democratic Representative Jackie Bear of California and Republican Representative Dan Newhouse of Washington, look at this, both sides working together, along with 17 other House co-sponsors, introduced the USPS Shipping Equity Act on Monday, which would allow the Postal Service to ship alcohol as long as it complied with all other state and local laws. A companion bill was introduced by in the Senate by Democrat Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon. The proposed legislation also arrived with support from unions and associations covering all sides of the industry, beer, wine, spirits, and even those working to deliver our mail. And it only makes sense. The whole thing where you can't send alcohol through the post office is from Prohibition era. And why the fuck can't we? We got to rely on these FedEx assholes to fuck up my package. Let's ship it through the mail. It's cheaper.
Well, here's the weird thing, too, is so... I can't, for the record, say that I've shipped beer via USPS because it is not legal.
No, same. Me neither.
So when you go to ship a package, you have not a warning or a waiver, but like a notification that comes up that you have to sign off on saying that you are not sending something flammable, you are not sending perfume, you are not sending alcohol. And
batteries.
Just in case, batteries. Yeah. And then just in case, if you're an idiot, they let you know that you can't ship mercury. Right. And it's just like, why is perfume? Why is alcohol? Obviously you understand chemicals and flammables, but like, what the hell? Can I just say that? What the hell?
Somebody was trying to ship a lot of mercury.
Thermometers. I mean... That's the only goddamn thing I could think of.
But like legit, that disclaimer is there because somebody did it. Like it wouldn't be a disclaimer if some asshole wasn't like, I know, I'm just going to fill this box full of mercury and batteries and see what happens. Like,
it's just like the sign in the jacuzzis that say "Don't get in if you have active diarrhea." That sign is there for a reason,
right? So I don't know if you remember this, Greg, but you had me on the show a few years ago, and I talked about how the lady at the post office remembered me. And my guys is I always say I'm shipping maple syrup. I don't know why I came up with that. Mm-hmm. Where she just asked me, "Is there anything liquid?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's maple syrup." And so then the next time I went to ship, she goes, "What's in here?" I said, "Oh, maple syrup," because in my head I'm thinking that worked last time. And she goes, "Wow, you ship a lot of maple syrup." And then my favorite part is I only ship beer to one place. I send it to my best friends in Connecticut. So it's like always funny to me to think of a Californian just shipping a shit ton of maple syrup to Connecticut.
Right, because they're much closer to the source than we are.
Right, they're like a couple hours from Vermont, and they go up there all the time. So
yeah, I've done hand soaps, especially during COVID. Hand soap has been my excuse.
That's
so
good.
You actually tell them you're shipping liquid?
Yes. But here's the thing. I think I've only one time definitely not shipped with USPS. Usually I do not ship alcohol with UPS.
My mind's blown.
Yeah. So I will, but they ask just the same as USPS. So I'll say, during COVID, hand soaps. Olive oil is a good one, and I've also said snow globes.
Right on.
Oh, that's good.
People told me all the tricks when I was sent out a couple packages before, and not with USPS because that would be illegal.
Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just look at the guy behind the counter with a real stern face, and I go, "Oh, is this liquid?" And I go, "No." And then I pay for it and I walk away. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not going to get handled any differently.
Now more than ever, I am more likely to tell them that there's liquid in there, so there's no like freak out if something happens, because I shipped beer to Allie once. I mean, I personally delivered beer to Allie, not through any sort of shipping courier, and on its way, it got stopped and flagged and was just like in the warehouse for a few days, couldn't figure out what was going on, and then finally on the tracking, which was definitely not UPS, it actually said what had happened, and it said a beer had exploded, and it even listed the beer, which was an Integrin Nighthawk.
Nighthawk. I don't know why I remember that, but like that crushed my soul when I found out that the Nighthawk was the one that got jacked up.
Yeah. Here's the weird thing. So I sent her 2 Nighthawks, luckily. I mean, I personally hand-delivered 2 Nighthawks. So she still got one. And here's the weird thing. there was no evidence of an explosion in the box. I think that might have been the beer delivery tax.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I sent like swag and stickers and all kinds of stuff in the I hand delivered. She said everything was clean as could be and dry.
So like no sign at all that beer had been anywhere outside of the cans.
And Nighthawk's, and it's a very dark beer. Like you would know.
Well, and if a beer would have exploded, wouldn't they just have confiscated the package, being that it's illegal?
I figured they'd either confiscate it or toss it or something.
Yeah.
Very strange. I think I got taxed.
Maybe it was a listener, and they knew if you were sending a package, there was going to be beer in it.
That'd be smart of them. Very smart of them.
You know, maybe I'm on the side of this guy now.
You're like, wait a minute. He was kind of smart after all.
We're in the wrong business.
Flex, you should go back to FedEx. Start skimming beer packages.
Just check out every name of every package that comes by. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
Yeah. You start looking at it like, Pura Vida. I bet something's good in here.
Quitting my job tomorrow.
Yeah. This one's from Shredded Brew. There's going to be some good Pennsylvania beer in here.
Pennsylvania has good beer.
Yeah, they do. Oh, that would be the best. Hi, Vanessa. If it came from Vanessa, there's tripping animals in there.
Yeah, so. you know it's gnarly.
Yeah. So, anywho, USPS. Get the shipping beer. That's all I can say. Something we talked about last week at length was the situation in the craft beer world, which is the reckoning is really what we should call it. And the people being called out for their horrible, disgusting behavior. All this being put on Rap Magnet's Instagram stories. If by now you don't know what's happening, then either you don't care or you live under a rock. And if you don't know, please educate yourself. At the very least, educate yourself. Head on over to Rat Magnet, all one word on the gram, and read her stories. She's highlighted everything. You can save them highlights so you can see them later. So they're all there still. Please read them. I've done my best. I think I've read every story she's posted. I've done my best to read every story she's posted. One of the big ones, especially out here in California, was Modern Times. They were mentioned over and over again for toxic workplace and all sorts of horribleness. Finally, a few days ago, their founder and CEO, Jacob McKean, resigned from his role as a CEO. And he says, I'm stepping down from my role as CEO and will begin a formal search for new company leadership. In order to navigate us out of this extremely difficult moment, we need leadership with the skill and experience to handle it effectively. It's time for a change. About a year ago, I had a contentious interaction with an employee via Slack that badly missed the mark. It was a personal and professional failure, and I take full accountability for that. A brave group of Modern Times employees helped me see how I had come up short, which allowed me to overcome my defensiveness around this interaction. I spoke directly to the employee involved, and I apologized personally and profusely. Here's the thing. Good. He probably should step down. Clearly, he was not running a business the right way. I am very much a believer in people being able to redeem themselves and work their way out of a shitstorm. If we're not allowed to better ourselves, then society will never get better. And so I really do hope that is the case with him and with Modern Times. I think a lot of action is needed before I believe what he has written and posted. Just saying that to pander to people who are mad is really easy, especially if you had some like HR person write it or something. So I don't want to completely write off any of the breweries that were mentioned as far as their ability to become better people. Well, there were a couple that were really inexcusable. But overall, I think people can redeem and better themselves. If not, then society would just be really shitty. So I hope he's actually going to follow through with bettering himself. I still am not sure how I feel about Modern Times as a company. I do like what Modern Times Oakland, their staff, did last week, which was they just walked the fuck out and said, we're not pouring beer till you guys do something about this.
Yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah.
It takes balls, honestly, to stand up to your bosses sometimes. So to do something like that, I think is really commendable.
Well, and then for everyone to get together and just do it together. I think that is a huge thing to do.
Yeah, not only does it take balls to stand up to your bosses, but also to risk not being paid for anywhere from a few days to being fired. I mean, technically they could have been fired for what they did.
Yeah,
so
you're absolutely right.
my guess is that they're working at a brewery, and I don't mean this disparagingly. They're probably not making a ton of money. So that was really brave and much needed.
I giggled because there's a reason I don't work at a brewery anymore.
Yes, firsthand. I mean, you're rich now, aren't you?
Right, I'm retired, right?
Yeah. You didn't leave. You retired. There's just too much. When you're like, I got to cut this off where it's coming. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Like I said, please read the stories from Rat Magnet on her gram. If anybody wants to bring anything up to us, anybody is, and I don't mean just YouTube, but like anybody listener, we've gained listeners and I hate saying this, feels weird, fans and gram followers and really friends. We've met a lot of the people who listen to the show. If there's anything you want to bring up to us, or to me, you're more than welcome to. We've made a lot of friendships throughout the podcast world, the beer world, the gram world. So feel free to say anything you want to me, good or bad. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got about that.
Well, so then my question is here. So it says he resigned as the CEO. So is he staying on with the company in another role? Like he said, as they look for new leadership?
So, I mean, he's clearly still the founder. You can't unfound a company, but
correct.
He's stepping down as CEO. Here's the one thing I don't like, and this applies to him. This applies to Tired Hands, a couple of others that were mentioned heavily. Just because you're stepping down doesn't mean you're seeing any financial impact from that.
Correct.
And while it wouldn't be good for society for you to become homeless, are you suffering? You're making just as much money and not having to work. So, like I said,
that's like a legit retirement.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So, I hope betterment is upon us as individuals that were named as well as companies that were named. It needs to happen.
Indeed.
Okay, we will lighten things up a little bit now. Yingling. The story continues with their whole merging with Miller thing. They are now going to be distributed in Texas. They are slowly making their way out west. Anybody excited?
No.
I mean, I think it tastes like liquid gold.
Okay.
I love the stuff. I'm sorry. Maybe part of it is because it's impossible to get here. So then when you do get your hands on it, it's like magical elixir.
I will say, as someone who does not get it at any sort of regular consistency, when I'm on the East Coast, I will definitely order some Yingling. It is good.
Wow. So here's the story. So I went to a bachelor party about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was in Ohio. And all my friends kept talking about was being able to buy Yingling. I had no fucking clue what this beer was, and they were just buying 30 packs upon 30 packs upon 30 packs because they were like, whatever we can't drink here, we're just going to take home and drink. Well, I tried it there, and I just don't get it.
That's fair.
I don't get it at all. But I'm also a High Life guy. Milwaukee
You are from
represent.
Milwaukee, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, if I'm going out to a weekend shindig, like a bachelor party, I'm grabbing myself some High Life, but I just didn't get the Yingling thing at all. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had it in probably 5 years or so.
Okay.
But when I've had it, I've enjoyed it. It's great light beer.
See, I have a boss who brought me a Yingling Oktoberfest 2 years ago. Because I didn't know they did different styles of beers either. I have no idea because we don't see them.
Right.
And I mean, it wasn't half bad. It was a decent enough drinkable beer.
Okay.
But again, I just don't understand oldest brewery in America. Is that what it is?
Oldest craft beer or oldest craft brewery in America.
Okay, that's what it is.
I think.
Yeah. So maybe that has something to do with it. But other than that, I just don't get it.
But
I thought Anchor was. Wait, isn't Anchor the oldest craft brewery in America?
No, they're no longer craft.
Oh, shit.
But honestly, I don't know that Yingling is any longer craft. They've merged to some extent with Miller. So.
Right.
Now we're actually having to do some real research.
Yeah, I've tried. I'll tell you, it's not easy to Google brewery name plus RU craft. Like nothing really comes up.
You have to send them like a regular, like handwritten letter. Hi, my name is Greg. Can you tell me, are you craft?
Dear sirs or madams,
please be my pen pal.
Maybe you should put it up on the grams for people to debate.
I think so. This could be a great debate, especially those from the East Coast. Maybe they have better insight than I do.
Yeah, maybe they can let us know.
Yeah, please. I'll put something up there and let us know, even if you don't see the whatever I put up.
Yeah. Wendy, let us know. Please, Wendy.
Yes. I know. You know, Wendy likes they did like a Hershey.
Yeah, the Hershey Porter.
Yeah. I saw her buying that many a time. So, last week when Erica was on the show, we talked about Wisconsin cities. I think I brought up Fond du Lac, sorry, in particular as being like, I think I said the most bars per capita.
Yeah.
Or the drunk. I think I said most bars.
Yeah.
And that's because I had an uncle that used to live there, and he said it was like the drunkest city and then most bars per capita. Well, we were saying on the show, we need to put some real research into this. I have done said research. I have 2 categories for you. First is the top 10 most bars per capita. And then I also have the drunkest cities in America. And it has a little different criteria.
All right, Greg Letterman, let's go.
I got to clear my throat just like Dave. And I'm going to start throwing the cards behind me as I read them off. Very nice. So bars per capita, top 10. Starting at number 10, Ithaca, New York. Number 9, Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Heyo.
Number 8, Whitewater, Wisconsin.
Heyo.
Number 7, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Number 6, surprises isn't higher, Las Vegas, Nevada. Number 5, Portland, Oregon. Number 4, Nolens. Number 3, Reno, Nevada. Number 2, Maui, Hawaii.
Wow.
Can anybody guess the number 1 city? And it is not from Wisconsin.
I got nothing.
Boston?
It's from California.
Oh, I don't know.
Number 1, San Francisco, California.
Wow.
Did not see that coming.
Congrats, San Francisco.
Right? Now here is where Flex is really going to represent. The drunkest cities in America.
I'm not even embarrassed. I'm proud.
No, there's nothing to be embarrassed about here. Drunkest cities in America. So the criteria was percentage of adults drinking to excess, percentage of driving deaths involving alcohol.
That's not cool. Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, the estimated number of restaurants and bars per 100,000 people, and the median household income. Those 4 criteria created this list of the top 20 drunkest cities in America. So at number 20, we have Milwaukee. Yay!
Hey-o.
Number 19, Ames, Iowa. Number 18, Fairbanks, Alaska. Number 17, Lincoln, Nebraska. Number 16, Watertown, New York. 15, making a comeback, Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
You know, Sheboygan's like the Florida of Wisconsin, by the way. There's a radio station that does, you're from Sheboygan when.
Oh, that's
so I
too
just
good.
thought I'd let you know.
Do they have gators too?
I'm sure they got something.
Number 14, Dubuque, Iowa?
Dubuque.
I don't know.
Dubuque.
Okay,
Dubuque.
good, thanks. Dubuque. Number 13, Iowa City, Iowa. Number 12, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Greg's uncle.
Number 11, Mankato / North Mankato in Minnesota. I'm sure I fucked that up. Number 10, La Crosse, Minnesota.
No, La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Oh, so you know what? You're right. So it's La Crosse / Onalaska, which I guess is Wisconsin and Minnesota. So La Crosse, Wisconsin, and Onalaska, Minnesota.
Onalaska's also in Wisconsin.
Okay, well then this list is garbage, and I should stop reading it now. This is La Crosse, Onalaska, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Very strange. Well, all to Wisconsin. Number 9, Flex, you're gonna have to help me with this. Wausau, Wisconsin.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh, okay. Wausau. What's up? Wausau.
What's up?
What's up?
Number 8, Grand Forks, North Dakota. Number 7, Missoula, Montana. Number 6, Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Gnarly.
Number 5, Fargo, North Dakota. And the top 4, all Wisconsin cities. Madison, Appleton. I'm going to need help on this one again. Eau Claire.
Eau Claire.
Eau Claire. E-A-U. Eau Claire. Okay. And then number 1, Aaron Rodgers' former team, Green Bay.
Yeah. Don't say former team, though. That's sad.
He's leaving, and I hope he comes to the Niners.
He won't.
So while Wisconsin may not have tons of the most bars per capita, they are possessing tons of the drunkest cities in America.
Yeah. If you come here, you're going to get drunk. It's just a fact.
I had an issue with the criteria, though.
Oh, okay.
So the first one was what? Drinks to excess? Like,
yes.
Who calculates what is in excess? Like,
yeah, percentage of adults drinking to excess. I'm sure they're using the government thing, which is like more than 2 drinks a night type of situation.
Oh, well, fuck off with that. And then the last one
I'm
was
a full-blown alcoholic.
What was the last one? It was your annual average income?
Yeah, median household income.
Okay, but what the fuck does that have to do with it? Poor people drink, rich people drink. What does it fucking matter?
It is kind of strange. You're right. Like, people are going to get booze no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was weird to me.
That should be a quality of booze factor.
That should be, yeah, because people that are making like 7 figures ain't drinking Mad Dog 2020 or whatever, you know?
Maybe they are. Maybe they like to taste.
I always thought Scott was making 7 figures and just drinking shit beer for the fun of it. I guess that's not the case. Yeah. So anyways, if anybody in one of those 20 cities wants to fight back, please let us know. Come at us.
Well, not me though, because
no,
Wisconsin rules.
Milwaukee all the way. All right. Which one should I end it on? I think I'll end it on this. Married man was horrified as he wakes up to drunk woman performing sex act on him. Flex knows the story all the time. Just every time he wakes up.
Every time I wake up.
Yeah. This happened in Jolly Good England. A woman has been jailed for 3.5 years after she sneaked into the room of a married man and performed oral sex on him as he slept. Marie Lamar of Milton Keynes removed her clothes and went to the man's room after she returned from a drinking session just days before England went into its coronavirus lockdown last year. He was sleeping separately from his wife due to his snoring and was awoken to a woman trying to engage in sex with him in pitch black. Prosecuting counsel John Farmer said he mistakenly thought it was his wife. The defendant tried to pull him on top of her, plainly trying to engage in sex, but she fell off the bed. The realization came that it was not his wife. He came to his senses as he was in a deep sleep, turned the light on, and realized she was drunk and stark naked. The victim told his wife what had happened as she immediately phoned the police. While the trio were waiting for officers to arrive, Lamar threatened to knock her fucking teeth out. Lamar attempted to resist arrest and assaulted a police officer. Body-worn camera footage showed her kicking the officer to the chest with her bare foot.
Naked?
I can only imagine still naked.
Did she attack him naked?
Must have been.
Oh my God.
Following an interview where she claimed she couldn't remember anything, Lamar then admitted charges of causing a person to engage in sexual activity without consent, sexual assault, common assault, and assault of an emergency worker.
Well, here's what I'm thinking is, I would claim I thought it was my wife too.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, no, honey, yeah, I totally thought it was you.
I don't know who she is.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was great. I thought it was you.
When you said the fall off the bed thing, I can't. I almost died right now. Because that's how, like, I don't know. Just the whole, I thought it was my wife until she fell off of the bed.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, he noticed the different scream of her falling off the bed, but he couldn't
She sounded
notice
heavier than my wife.
It wasn't
She
his
thought it-
wife. Like, I guarantee she wasn't like a twin or a clone.
Here was the thing that the story did not cover that I really needed information on. It did not say how she got into his house. Are we talking like she broke in? Is she a roommate? Is she a friend? There's just a random drunk naked woman climbing on this guy trying to suck him off.
Well, and you got to think too. Like, did she know who this guy was? Has she stalked him? How did she know he slept separately from his wife? Or was it just like all just going really, really well for her until she fell off the goddamn bed? It's like, wow, this couldn't get any better. My plan is working to perfection.
I could use a little help from Keith Morrison here. There are some unanswered questions.
Well, I definitely, I mean, you know, as a woman, when I'm intoxicated, the first thing I want to do is be like, I'm just going to go find some random dick to suck.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, that's how that works. I just walk around opening doors until
There's got to be one here somewhere.
somewhere. My God.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, she found herself one. She hit the right door. It's a good thing she didn't go in the wife's room.
Well, maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe the wife was just pissed. Like, maybe the wife's pissed she didn't go into her room.
Oh, a little jealousy.
A little jealousy action going on.
Yeah. So, anyways, what was her name? Marie Lamar. Choose your doors wisely next time.
Marie, my door is always open.
Oh. Hello. She can come on over in about 3.5 years.
Oh, well played.
Yeah. Well, that's everything that we've got for you tonight. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for listening. Deb, thanks for hanging out with us again tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
It's always fun for us. One hop, HOP mess on the gram is where you can find her. And maybe every now and then a picture of her pantsless intern.
Sans pants.
I'm just kidding. There's no naked pictures on her gram. Really, really old.
Sans _ pants.
Yeah. We should create him a beer gram that is just like
sans pants.
Yeah, or sans clothes or beer sans clothes, something like that. I think he needs a beer gram like that.
Mm-hmm.
So go follow her One Hop Mess on the gram. Go follow Flex at FlexMeABeer with underscores in between each word. Find us at The Unfiltered Gentleman and theunfilteredgentleman.com. And don't forget to leave us a drunk voicemail. Maybe you have a great drunken new sex story that you've accidentally found a guy who was sleeping separately from his wife. We'd love to hear it. 805-538-BEER 2337. I think that's everything. I thank you all. I hope you're staying very well hydrated. And on that note, good night, everybody.